My video for December 17th, 2018 is entitled Synchronicity. My 9/11 truther friend, Bruce. As I said in the blurb for my last video, I recently met an old friend who was part of the 9/11 Truth movement, part of architects and engineers for 9/11 Truth. I had not seen him for many years, well over a decade. Ironically, he was ahead of me in the checkout line at the grocery store. And as we walked out of the store to our cars, they were parked side by side. Talk about synchronicity. What are the odds? I was hoping he and I could record a video together, but he is very busy and has moved on to newer pursuits, so he declined. Anyway, we did not remember each other's name at first, but he gave me his card. My God, I did not recall that he has the same first and last name as one of my other longtime friends, who is no longer with us on this planet. That friend was also a truther, not in the 9/11 sense, but in regard to misapplied biblical principles. He was a doctor of divinity and president of the Bible Institute of New England. He later moved to Florida and was assistant pastor of the Tabernacle Church in Melbourne. Here's what he said about my book, Living Gods Are Hard to Find, as printed on the back cover of that book. So, mentioning that book, this is the book, Living Gods Are Hard to Find, a penetrating treatise on the human dilemma of finding meaning in our rapidly changing world. I wrote on the back, it penetrates to the core, provokes emotional responses, is painfully revealing and powerfully enlightening. This paradoxical treatise is prosaic as well as poetic, a truly prophetic book. And Dr. Bruce L. Morgan, Doctor of Divinity, National Lecturer on Spiritual Dynamics, former president of the Fundamentalist Churches of America, and former dean of the Bible Institute of New England, said, quote, I love the title of your book and the first page cover with its symbology. I thought it was really well done. I found myself shouting approval and rejoicing greatly. It is poetry with power. I really liked your prose pieces, your introductory pieces. You have an ability with a pen, and I hope to God that these people publish this. Not only do you have a spirit for truth, a commitment and dedication to truth, but you have an excellent philosophical mind. Your insight into the polarities has blessed me. It's a very, very difficult subject, and I do think you're on the right track with the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. You have a difficult task. You will continue to pay a price in agonia. You will need to continue to develop a tough-minded attitude. Do not expect establishmentarians to embrace you with open arms. Anyone who speaks the things you speak, anyone like you, is a total threat to everything they stand for. Yes, the meeting in the grocery store and then the synchronicity in the parking lot really caught my attention. And we were on first name even as that, but we exchanged cards. I don't know if we did that in the store or at the cars, but in any case, we exchanged cards. I didn't really pay much attention to his card, but it's a 9/11 Architects for Engineer for 9/11 Truth is the card that he gave me. And I didn't even notice that the last name was the same as my friend, Bruce Morgan. How many Bruce Morgans are there? Obviously, there were at least two, and there's probably others as well. But the synchronicity of that whole thing really caught my attention. And I like what Bruce Morgan, Doctor of Divinity, or Dr. Bruce Morgan, said about me that I read in the from the back cover of that book. Yes, I have paid a price in agony. Many of my even metaphysical friends, when I talk about the political corruption and stuff, want to shun me and push me off to the side and not engage me in conversation. It wasn't always that way. I mean, when I used to have meetings in my home before my daughter and her family moved in, there were always discussions that covered both politics and religion and various spiritual topics as well, because that's what I've been focusing on my entire life. I want humanity to wake up, and even more importantly, I want the trigger for that to be God taking responsibility for creation. But of course, that doesn't seem to be happening, although many have said that there are all sorts of ETs that are trying to get through the maze of things that prevent them from coming through by the cabal and the people that do not want humanity to awaken. They want to keep us in perpetual slavery, enslaved by the monetary system. As I have said again and again and again, it is a system of control. It doesn't have to be, folks. It doesn't have to be. The problem is not the money. The problem is the people that control the money. It's always been that way. Generation after generation has had the problem of people not having enough and other people having such an abundance that if they could share that abundance, there would be no lack on the planet at all. Now, I'm not saying that everybody that's wealthier than anyone else should give all their wealth away. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying all things are provided for us to share with one another. And yes, those of us that try to speak the truth do pay a price in agony as we try to get people to wake up and smell the roses, as the cliche goes. But people seem to want to keep their heads in the sand and not look at other things. I mean, I really wish my friend Bruce would have been willing to make a video with me, but he is involved in many other things now, even though that's his card that he gave me. He is a very active person involved in planting gardens and teaching other things, and he's involved somewhat in encountering and talking with politicians and stuff like that. So I mean, he's a busy person, and I get that. Even though I was a bit disappointed that he declined my request to make a video with me, which would have been today's video had he agreed. In any case, I think we'll see how the future rolls out. Tomorrow I have planned to make a video with another longtime friend that I re-encountered recently, and she has agreed to actually make a video with me, and we plan on doing that tomorrow, which of course will be the video for the following day. So there's a lot of things happening, and I hope that some of these coincidences, synchronicities, pan out and bring some of the much needed change that humanity needs to finally break free from the chains and when I say chains, I don't mean physical chains. I mean the chains in the economy that bind us to poverty and extreme wealth, and an extreme dichotomy between the two. Those that have the extreme wealth and those that are the most poor. They're trying to eliminate the middle class so that all that's left is the extreme rich and the slaves that do the bidding of the extreme rich. There needs to be change, folks. I hope you understand that. And I noticed that many don't watch my entire videos. I wish you would watch till the end. I only take up 10 minutes of your time. Anyway, thank you for listening, and namaste.